Hey, Stay Berg here, another game video. Today we're playing more Disco Elysium. You remember in the last one, we brought the bridge down. But I think if I remember right, we're gonna check out the church.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Rattle the door to see if they open.
Nothing happens, only the sound of the padlock rattling against the door. High above, the wind wraps the church in its rush, cold and wet from the ocean bay. It parts around the massive keel-shaped roof, like a test tunnel washing both sides, the way it has done for 340 years. The wind keeps its distance, so should you.
What is this feeling?
There is a hole in my heart.
Ah. Cryptid. Inspect the
The
car.
carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. Two large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold.
Yes. Run your hand over the beam, yeah?
The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch.
Take a closer look at the padlock.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker.
Look at the yellow sticker.
You see a yellow circle with two X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure
it's a
you
smiley
haven't seen
face.
it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead. There is something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before.
What makes it modern?
It's the contrast between the cheery, chemical yellow and the rigor mortis. As if the cheery guy didn't know he was dead, or the dead guy didn't care that he was. Either way, you get the sense the forces of future are at work here.
Take another look at the boring padlock for a mistake.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker.
Interfacing easy. Yeah, let's try to pull off the
There's
sticker.
nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
Put the sticker on your ledger, right on the cover.
Voila! Looks very modern. You're part of the future brigade now, and so is your formerly humdrum ledger. Neon, baby.
Inspect the
The
staple.
padlock passes through a staple that's been hastily attached to the wood. Closer inspection reveals that one of the screws is not a screw at all, but a nail. The work has been done recently and is unprofessional, to say the least. Should you want to get through, it might be easier to just pry the whole thing off. Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood. A minute or so of mauling away at the lock has led to no success. The pry bar in your hand has given you zero mechanical advantage. The doors remain unchanged, closed with a padlock.
Yeah, in that case.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut. You jam the pry bar between the lock and the staple and apply force. Your biceps bulge from the strain. The metal creaks and squeals. The pathetic old wood, rusty screws, and one nail stand no chance against the forces of leverage. From deep within, a bellow rips.
Welcome to Revshul. Lock.
Suddenly, the pry bar snaps. Metal shavings fly everywhere. The upper half, between the lock and the staple, falls to the ground with a thunk.
Look at the broken tool in your
The
hand.
broken edge of the snapped pry bar is smooth. Took the tip right off.
The fuck? How is that even possible?
Your muscles do not know. This shouldn't happen. You're sure the wood looked weak.
I broke the paper. Where do I get a new one?
The church does not reply. The wood now seems less rotten. The screws and one nail almost shimmer with perseverance. This was surely just a freak accident. Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. Nothing happens, only the sound of the padlock rattling against the door. High above, the wind wraps the church in its rush. The doors remain unchanged. Heavy wooden doors, more than the padlock. Should you want to get through, it might be easier to just pry the whole thing off. This cheap-looking...
Oh, I have, yeah, no more pry bar. I just kind of
Heavy wooden doors.
Ooh. I got physical instrument for that. All I did was lose the pry bar from succeeding. What's up? I don't think I'm talking to you.
A shaggy-looking girl in her late teens or early 20s kneels on the ice with an electronic contraption in her hand. Hearing you approach, she looks up.
Oh, hello there.
What? Yeah, it's just Elizabeth talking. So what the hell's going on?
Everyone knows drugs make you invulnerable to cold. You bet this one likes to party.
So you want a party?
What?
Say it again out louder. So you heard the, not heard over the wind. Do you want the party?
Yeah, I heard you. What do you mean by party?
I mean, we get drinks and we can get drugs.
Sorry, mister. I don't really do drugs. Especially with people I just met.
Why would a categorical no need a conditional no to support it?
We do have a bit of a logical inconsistency here. A categorical no and a conditional no. Poor logic is the good sign of a lies.
It just means that even if I did do drugs, I would not do them with a person I just met.
Maybe we should get acquainted then.
She looks up, not entirely sure what that means.
What's your name?
Estelle.
Her hair is dyed blonde, with dark roots showing. There's a coarseness to her features, some masculinity below that timidness.
And your surname?
Why?
Why indeed.
Okay.
What's the device you have there?
This is a portable recording device. It's for field recording. Low quality, but still.
And the wire?
Actually, just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact microphone.
What's a contact
The contact
microphone?
mic records sounds from inside things, like this ice.
Your mangled brain would like you to know there is a boxer called Contact Mike.
Yeah, any news of my wife's name or her? How about my mother?
No, you're welcome.
Does this have anything to do with Contact Mike?
Yeah, I record stuff with it.
No, I mean the box or Contact Mike.
No. This is a contact microphone. It's for recording inside solid objects. Contact mic just beats people up.
That's not fair. And an understatement.
Well, Contact Mike doesn't just beat people up. Contact Mike's a role model.
An entire litany spews forth.
Yes, you're right. I should try to be more like Contact Mike, successful athlete, and an inspirational figure who will overcome social, physical, and mental obstacles.
Man, you are one weird cop.
I'd said I was just being normal. How about that Mike? Not Mike. Mike.
You do understand it all just sounds like Mike to me, right?
How's that thing work?
The mic? I don't exactly know. Somehow it doesn't pick up vibrations from the air. The book said it only picks up structure-borne sound, if you like technobabble.
Where do you get the mic from?
Same place I got the recorder from, the Elysium.
What's the Palaceum?
Oh man, you haven't been to the Elysium? It's the coolest place in this whole drug-addled shithole. It's a music club and a synthesizer workshop on Boogie Street in Jamrock. Musicians live there, like real musicians. I once saw Arno van Eyck.
Sounds like a place for congregating homosexuals. Who's this Arrow guy? I'm kind of because these are both things I'd probably say to that answer. Yeah, Sam, well, these are both options for something I would legitimately say. Yeah, let's put it up to do I got a quarter? 50-50, so head is 1, tails is 2. No luck. Oh, hey. Hey, you know what? Just be nice. Sounds interesting. Who's this Arrow guy?
Oh yeah, guess you wouldn't know Van Eyck. Or really be a Palaceum going kind of person.
I get down.
I don't know what that means.
I grind.
I don't know what that means either.
No, nor do I. I have concrete evidence that I rock in the form of a wrecked tape player in a completely trashed hotel room.
That's cool.
You're right. Time has deserted me.
Sucks, man. Was there something else? About the contact mic, perhaps?
Actually have some non-mic questions for you.
Okay.
What are you doing out here in the cold?
Recording, I guess.
What are you recording exactly?
I think I'm recording cracks in the ice. But there's no way to tell. Not without headphones. I think I just recorded your footsteps too. Not sure how that will sound.
Wait, what happened to the headphones?
My boyfriend sold them.
For what?
I don't know, man. Things. Just stuff you need for life.
Everything checks out, sire.
Ah. And what about these recordings, the cracks, the footsteps?
The musicians in the Palaceum used them for making music. They looped the stuff, cutting the tapes together. They make music out of cracks in the ice and keys jangling. Crazy sounds like that. It's hard to explain.
Just not.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I thought I'd make some too. It's supposed to be like a
You wonder
music
why this
place
character.
anyway.
I keep telling me people, I'm like this character. I am Harry Dubois. Because you know what's funny too is I just found this game. I was like, holy shit, this guy acts like me. Aging. Yeah, I guess I'm not like I'm not old. But you know what? For my time period and how fast things are going on the internet, I am very much aging.
I don't really know what I'm doing. They use synthesizers too. I don't have a synthesizer.
Ah.
The sharp drop in endorphins is almost visible, like a warm blanket has fallen off her shoulders. The wave of chill, the quivering jaw, indications of the
I've just been.
She is on some kind of stimulant, amphetamine or methadone, and its effects are wearing off fast. She will begin to experience more and more valleys now, and fewer peaks.
You said it was You said it was supposed to be a music place? Where is it?
That? The boys think it could be a place, like the Palaceum or something. Stupid. It's really not going to be a Palaceum, that's for sure.
The boys?
Yeah. Andre and the guys, they're inside, in the tent.
And why is that?
And why are you freezing out here while the boys are inside?
They got too much stuff crammed in there. No room.
Stuff like what?
Music stuff, mostly. Like this tape recorder, but bigger. And there's piles of it.
Why not just leave some outside if you don't have to freeze?
That stuff is more expensive than I am. More expensive than any of us, really. Doesn't matter. I can take the cold.
You want my jacket?
No, man, fuck that. I'm sorry I said that. I'm sorry about the fuck.
Alright then.
She's shivering a bit.
I have some more
Go
questions.
ahead.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about this music place you've been playing in the church.
It's supposed to become like a club for anodic dance music, like that new style of synthesizer stuff they play at the Palaceum. Except that, yeah,
The floorboards are twisting, and the shooting beams are slowly cracking, like bones, far east of the Golden Delta, beyond the industrial port.
That's
There is
right, a
black
lack
patch
of
of
it.
unlit coast with the smallest creatures on the ice. There will never be a club for anodic music here. Not in a million years.
What is a nog dance music?
you know, anodic, cathodic, music that's made with electronic instruments.
Electric instruments like what?
Synthesizers and tape consoles. Microcomputers too.
Hmm.
Anything that uses electricity, but isn't guitars. Also found sounds, stuff like that.
I like the... No, I'm more of a drum person.
This is an evolutionary step up from amplified instruments, which in turn are a step up from acoustic instruments. What comes after it, you wonder? A black-tinted nothingness? Or something finer?
So you want to turn a church into a club?
I know. It's not my idea. Andre and the boys found the place. It was supposed to be deserted, but now they can't even take it. Hey, don't get me wrong, but you're a cop, right?
No, I'm the police. Yeah, why do you ask?
Okay, well, maybe you could talk to Andre and the guys, because there are some strange things going on in that church. If you're police, you should look into it, right?
I'll talk
They're
to them.
inside that thing there. Would be cool if you did. Was there something else?
Enough about the church then. I have no more questions.
Go ahead.
Actually,
Okay. Bye.
The music tent. I thought these were the researchers.
The tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men, all in forward-looking apparel, reminiscent of the sticker on the padlock, are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind
No!
you. The warm stuff's getting out.
Squeeze in. Look, spiky punk hair.
A young man with peroxide blonde hair holds up a Harman Welshi tape player, nodding along to the music. He looks at you with a knowing smile and says,
Hardcore!
Is it?
It's hardcore!
You're just gonna keep saying it's hardcore, aren't you?
Skibba-dee, skibba-danger. I
What?
am the rearranger.
Did he just say skibbity? This game predicted Did this game predict Skibbity Toilet?
could there have been a right way out of this garden of forking paths, you think? You see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand in greeting.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
There is definitely something futuristic about his hair, aggressively so. You get the sense that this is what the future will look like. Imbecilic, yes, should the future ever come, it will look deeply imbecilic, like this guy.
Shake his
His
hand.
grip
You don't have to
is
be mean
strong,
about it.
sweaty and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence.
It's called cringing on the inside. I do it all the time.
This is my posse, Noid.
The young man with earrings looks at you suspiciously.
And Egghead. Egg! Together with a Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
How many music venues have you organized?
We have many in the pipeline, officer.
Why are you here?
You see, we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
Also for talent.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Ah,
Place is a shithole.
there's a race of people that make tracksuits that you may wanna hit
I
up.
apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues.
There's no need. This place is pretty
Which
bad.
brings me to the problem of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania on the coast.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the church, and I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
Dopeheads.
Ah,
Burnouts.
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that, in Reversholt.
Strike that. The world.
And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts hold up in there are the worst kind.
He leans back a little watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dopeheads and burners really
It's
are.
gonna be Russians, are they? It's
Good. This
it's
calls
gonna-
for an opinion. You're an expert in those.
Are they foreigners? I bet they're foreigners. Are they foreigners? I bet they're foreigners.
Despair creeps into you, getting fat
Damn it.
on your weakness. You're still coming up with sentences. Nothing you can. Cop gives up.
God damn it. I probably would be able to survive that if I had some.
A shaggy look.
Oh,
Everyone knows drugs make you invulnerable.
what? Yeah, I heard you. What do you mean by party? You know, that sounds kinda nice. But I shouldn't, really. I have stuff planned for tomorrow. Gotta run around, try to make some money.
God damn it, why is there no one to drink with?
Sorry. Like what? A cell.
Her hair is dyed blonde.
Why? Okay. This, actually just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact microphone.
Your mangled brain would like. No, you're welcome.
Yeah.
That's not fair. An entire litter.
Man, you are one weird cop. You do understand it. The mic? Same place I got the record. Oh man, it's a music club and a synthesizer workshop on Boogie Street. Oh yeah. I don't know what that means either. That's cool. Sure. Okay. Recording. I think I'm recording crack. I don't know.
Everything checks.
The musicians in the palace. Anyway, I don't really.
The shop, she is on some kind of stip.
That? Yeah.
And wise.
They got two. Music. That stuff is more expensive than I. No, man. Fuck.
She's shivering a bit.
Go ahead. It's supposed to accept that.
The floor, there will never, not in a million years.
You know, anodic, cathodic, synthesis.
This is an evolutionary step up from amplified instruments, which in turn are a step up from acoustic instruments.
I know. Hey, don't get me wrong. Okay, well, they're inside that thing there. Go ahead. Okay.
I realize I've done this out of sequence, but that way I save the freaking.
Heavy, wooden, nothing. High above,
There is a hole.
nothing happens. High above, the doors remain. The carving on the door. The surface is smooth from the wind. This cheap-looking padlock, you see, there is something blindingly. It's the contrast between this cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Voila, you're part of the future. The padlock pass. Should you want to get through, it might be easy. Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your. You jam the pathetic. Suddenly, the pry bar, the broken. Your muscles. The church. This was surely just.
Okay, so yeah, I guess
The
it
tent
is.
is just
Come on, get.
What? A game will just autosave if I'm standing still for too long. That's really wish I knew.
a young man.
Hardcore! It's hardcore! Skipper.
Could there have been? You see,
Hello,
there is definite imbecilic. Yes, shoot his grip.
this is my posse.
The young man.
An egg! Together with a settled burger, who's. We have many. You see,
Honest off.
yeah, places. I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. Which brings me. I'm talking about the
Dophead.
burnout. Well,
Strikes.
and sadly.
Healing's good. This calls for an opinion. You're an
Ah, here we
expert
go.
in those.
Oh, those foreigners? I bet they're foreigners.
Could be. Don't know for sure. But we do know they are spooky.
What do you exactly mean, spooky?
I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is, their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community centre.
Oh, it's
and a place of
Goths.
spiritual refuge.
Also, they don't eat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse.
People just want to spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that.
Thank you, Egghead. So you're gonna look into it, right? It should
I'll look
be
into
a
it.
police matter. Getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for.
I'll look into it. Tell me more.
All right, man.
Did you put the padlock on the door?
Yes. I asked Noid to install a measure against more drifters wandering in. It's a temporary fix, just something to contain the situation.
I had to do it in an hurry. Not my best work, but it should hold for a while.
What about the key?
Of course. Noid, give the officer the key.
All right.
You sense the trajectory of the little piece of metal and plastic. The object makes a small ringing sound as it approaches. Just the tiniest chime to your left. Ka-ching! The key hits your palm. The speed freaks nod to you approvingly.
Thanks,
The
man.
speed freak nods to you.
How long have those people been locked inside?
Not long. Like a week, maybe?
This is cool. I'll take initiatives like this and proper citizens' behavior and endorse it.
Thank you. We just thought it was the right thing to do.
Right, other questions?
Sure, man. Tell us what you want to know. Let's do it.
Who exactly is the people
Truth
inside?
is, I don't really know. None of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All we've seen are glimpses.
Yeah. Better safe than sorry. Any more you can tell me?
Yes. There's also the machinery. When I first scouted the place, back in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together. So about 2 weeks ago, we came here hoping to set the stuff up. Suddenly, there are all these strange machines lying around in there.
One of them has wires running into bowls of water. Wires into water. Never seen anything like it.
Andre, tell him about the feeling.
Oh, and it felt like there was something in there with us, watching us from the dark.
No, the other one.
Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Egg.
Felt like silence. Awful silence.
But you haven't physically seen anyone?
Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church. A couple of times. And we felt someone or something eyeing us inside. But that's kinda it.
What was about the thing watching you?
Like you aren't alone, you know?
It wasn't
Oh, I had
quite
that feeling.
human, if you know what I mean.
Not human, as in a ghost. Do you know what he means? Non-human means a predator.
It was this dark shape climbing upside down along the ceiling, like some kind of crabman.
Crab
Yeah,
man.
you know, the way it was climbing up and around the ceiling, like a crab.
It It was stalking a cell, exhibiting ambush behaviour.
Odd. Crabs are usually marine creatures and not known for climbing walls.
Attack of the giant crabs, maybe? Ambush behavior. Crabman.
Crab man!
Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it.
I'm a
Selva's know that
superstitious
kind,
person.
but I believe her. If she comes out running and says there's a crab in there, there's a crab in there.
You should ask her about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab.
There probably is no crab man. Don't let them draw you in with this nonsense.
You tell me more about this machinery?
You should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from them. Probably jacked up to some snuff station too. Probably, very likely.
Ooh.
With a small surge of PEA, alertness fills you, as if to say, this is a dark corner. Look behind it.
Jacked up to some snuff stuff?
It means like one of those rich boy private radio stations, where you can listen to people getting killed on, then jerk off to it. Sick shit.
Not that we would know anything about that. Noid just likes to relay stuff. We're getting derailed here. In short, you can tell to Noid about the machines. He'll tell you more.
Oh shit, these burnouts and dopeheads if you haven't met them.
Well, honestly, I can't. But I am.
This is a below-feeble attempt at avoidance. Basically, he is attempting to weaponize idiocy.
Wow, you can't, but you do. I should add weaponized literacy to my own repertoire.
Hey now, I'm 70% sure they're substance abusers. Don't let all that technology fool you. Where do you think the drugs come from?
Yeah. Yeah, it's all something
Sure.
else.
What?
What's the deal with Egghead? I want to talk to him.
He's a quiet man, mostly communicates through music, and by being a master of ceremonies.
What's a master of
You
ceremonies?
know, a host, a declaimer of slogans. He's a performer, gets the people going.
How do you communicate with him?
Well, he's just kinda here. I don't really know how to communicate with him.
Have you really talked to him?
Yeah, sometimes. When I stumble and find my way into his centre, you have to hear a lot of hardcore to the mega first though.
The man smiles mysteriously, choosing to let the beat speak for itself.
You mentioned some kind of Elysium in the church? Who are those?
Oh yeah, that's a meteor and name for the
Ah.
founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it.
If you don't know what the founding party is, there might be a way to mask it with minor demagoguery.
Now humor. Now humory. What is the fountain party?
Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know. I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a very powerful religious organisation.
And?
And they have roots in ancient mass society. And they're the custodians of the Pericanassian church. Plus, they anoint the innocents. They, made the innocentic system, no?
They sound like the exact kind of that would want allow to listen to music in their
You're
church.
right, they do.
Yeah.
The Pericanassian church is about love. And Nordic music is about love. I got love for my Pericanassian posse. Love is the relay out of death. We dance. Love is hardcore.
Unity.
Unity!
Make some noise for my Insulindian posse.
You feel it, the anodes and the cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along to the base, as if testing the waters.
You're right. How could the Phantom Part be anything but it's dance music is still about love.
Yeah! Yakokata! The place to be!
Do it for the masses. Do it for the crew.
It is hard bass dance music.
I didn't want to say it, but it was pretty lame of you to imply otherwise. Anyway, you got more questions?
The one with the large head is still looking at you, nodding his head, waiting for your body to start moving. You feel like you could go for a little disco when, or if they get this club going. You've got it in you.
I want to ask about the tent, your tent full of
Yes.
equipment.
What?
I see you brought your own water.
Yeah. Good to have, bitch to carry. When I first scouted the place, I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church even has running water.
Yeah, it's still do.
Oh. It's the one they sell at the fuel station.
Does that say Noah Spear? What's with all the Noah
The
Spear?
what now?
Nasals pulling through the ball and nasal spray in the corner. Spear Ultra, you have a lot of it lying around.
Oh, the old Ultra. I have a major sinus infection, stuffy nose. We all do. Shit's all blasted up. Winter, can't even breathe.
You sound fine to me.
Yes, that's all Nosafed's doing. Without the Noser, I'd be drowning in shit right now.
Nosafed is the shit.
Can I have some? I have nose problems too.
Sure. Here you go, officer. The Noser. Blast away.
Alright, now for this. Conclude.
He nods enthusiastically, no doubt a little relieved.
As always, we'll be right here, waiting patiently for the news. Yeah.
The young man with the tape.
This is hardcore. Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega. Here
Yeah.
comes the night.
So you had a talk with Andre, and now you want to discuss things with Noid. Good. It's good you talked to Andre first. Gave me time to get a reading on your sign. Can't really talk to people before you get a reading.
Sign?
Yeah, gotta compare. See if we can align. I
Interesting.
suck at socialising, man. Even now, our sign synchronisation is way off. But I'll see what I can do.
I saw the sticker on the padlock. Can you tell me anything about it?
A sticker? You mean the yellow one? Can you describe it to me?
Interesting. He wants you to describe it, though he already knows what it looks like.
Okay, it's a yellow circle, human face, X eyes, eyes, smile underneath. The X's are mean the guy's dead.
Good, good. What did you want to know?
I was right. It is a dead guy
Yes,
smiling.
You're the 23rd person to get it right. And I've asked 23 people. Looks like it's a dead guy smiling to the entire human race.
Okay, what does it
We
mean?
defeated history. We are living in the age of history, and in the eyes of history, we are always already dead. How can we ever smile then? Because history is a lie, and so are its deaths. The present moment and life are the hardcore. The hardcore expels death. Or maybe he's not dead. Maybe he's just really ecstatic about the beats.
Or drugged out of his mind, come to think of it.
We could be drugged out of his
Or
mind.
drunk, or in a clinical coma, all glad to be dead. But those versions suck.
What makes the sticker so modern?
Simplicity was brought to us by classical soul artist modernism, but that was a tasteful, harmonious simplicity, right? Well, hardcore is not tasteful or outwardly harmonious. It's a warning shot. This will be dangerous. The echo of man's loss haunting him. The sticker, the clothes, the music, same thing. It is.
Seems awesome. I think I've
I
exhausted
guess
this subject.
one could write an entire treatise on the thing. But what for?
What about now? All the signs right there?
Nah. Still strongly out of sync. Stage gamma disalignment.
What?
You heard me.
Tell me about the machines you saw in the church.
Weird stuff. Specialised. There was a data processor and some sort of long-wave machinery. Wires going into water. Gives off a spy sign. Or some fucked up Samaran science sign. You know, the kind that goes head first into the supernatural.
The People's Republic of Samara is a product of Revolution's
Zach
sister
Brendan.
revolution on the Grand Isola. It's known as a severely degenerated rogue state.
What's wrong with the supernatural?
Nothing's wrong with it. You should definitely be researched. You can still do sick shit with it though.
The supernatural, you think it's real? That it actually
Most
exists?
of it doesn't exist. But there's also stuff that isn't allowed to exist. Because the moralists think it's too dangerous for the plebs. Psionic powers, pale-related diseases, pretenders pretending to be human, folk rights, that kind of stuff.
Ah. I like this kind of stuff. What do you call it, Nord?
The hardcore aesthetic is esoteric. It's not meant to be discussed with the law at this moment.
I don't understand what that
I can
means.
see that. Further sign matching would do good for us. One way to achieve sign synchronicity would be by getting us into the church.
Okay, maybe I'll come back later. Oh, let's help the Raven Star nightclub. You know why? Because you know what is technically the trifecta: electro, hard bass, and disco. Hard bass, electro. They're electro. I'm hard bass, and he's disco.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Open
The lock
that one.
turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops open.
Oh, it's
Feels like electricity and a very small piece of nothingness.
on the door.
A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum. In the heart of the city,
Ooh. Wait, where am I? I just realized I can't get into any lock boxes because it all culminates into I'm gonna tell Kim, when freaking Lieutenant Kim gets back from that party, freaking processing that body, I'm gonna have a lot to tell him. I went on again, pump rocks. I went on a punk rock synthwave adventure. Oh. I almost missed something.
The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore. Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent.
Wait, I think I hear something.
And then it's gone. Almost all of it, but for the faintest of hums. You can hardly hear your own breathing.
Look up at the bell tower.
The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead.
Ah.
It's like there's something moving up there. A shadow has emerged from the tower and it's making its way toward you through all the other shadows.
On the ceiling?
Yes, the darkness makes the ceiling feel infinitely far away. It's climbing down, holding on the beams.
Follow the shadows moving.
It's not a shadow anymore, becoming more substantial as it gets closer. The shape of an animal descends. Oh no, you've lost sight of it. Where did it go? Prepare for an attack.
Blink.
You see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes. Maybe it's possible to talk to it.
I'm going to quick save. Because this guy... Because I have absolutely
Is
no
that
way...
a man made of the same stuff as the carpentry of the building. He is studying you intently.
Oh, it's almost been an hour.
The crab man.
The crab man. Hey, who is there?
The man leaned forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry, everything's gonna be all right. You come to the right place.
That accent is Villalobos, a peninsula in Mesk and a district in Jamrock. There's a sizable contingent of Villalobos-speaking Mesks in Revachol.
The right place for what?
Here you can receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of the despair at the bottom of that bottle.
He's a born preacher. Enjoy the rhetorical flourishes, but remain vigilant. Don't let him get too close. He's crazy.
Wait, what qualifies
Giving
this?
away all of your possessions, sacrificing a limb to appease an angry god, trying to live on air and light alone, as though you were some kind of plant.
Vigilance is practically my middle name. I won't let talk anything.
That's right. You've got to watch your own back. Hey, and what was that about the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already. Shish.
I'm a policeman. I need to talk to you about police things. Do you know anything about alcohol use?
Oh yeah, sure. You don't know anything about alcohol use. You got it all under control, Way. I could smell the control all the way over here.
Okay, fine. I'm struggling, but you don't need to lecture me. I know what I need to do.
Not all of it. I was like you once. You don't know all the havoc Albino is wrecking on your mind and your spirit. Necesita parar, homie.
Look at these crazies. What is this shit?
What are you, some kind of crazy guy on the roof? What is this shit?
It doesn't matter who I am, Way. I'm just bringing you the message of the mother's love. She don't want you to hang yourself on your own stubbornness. This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
You have no idea what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah,
is he just trying to throw you off your game? Whatever it is, he's quite confident about it. Just look how gracefully he sways.
Do you know where the other spooks is? Strange.
Other spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes.
Viejita is grandma?
Wait, is there another person living in the church and is a viejita?
No. I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear.
Do you know where she is?
That's what I said, Holmes.
How do you know where she is when you both live here?
Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. We got different interests.
So you got nothing else to tell me? How she looks, what she does, or who is she?
I'm afraid not, Essay. You just have to wait until she comes back, or
search through her radio computer.
Yeah, you must be the crab man.
Never known myself to be a crab. But if that's the name you got for me, I won't stop you from using it.
If you're not crab, what
I
are
always
you?
thought of myself more like a flame, flickering along the rafters and beams. It may be that I gotta work on my technique.
Where were you before you came the crab man?
I was in a gangway, but my memories of that time are fading. Most of them are already gone.
So many people losing their memories, a certain potential of doom.
Nah, Ese, it's not like that. Best thing that could happen to you, losing your memory. Tiago's my name, by the way, though those syllables don't mean much to me. A name isn't just your identity, but also, so to speak, your place amongst your fellows, your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place anymore.
My name is Harry.
That's just the thing, Holmes. None of that matters.
What are you doing here?
This is a special place. There's a perforation in the world up there. A way out into nothingness. This church was built around it for purposes of veneration. I circled it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly.
Who is this mother of silence you keep talking
Oh,
about?
that's no simple question, I said. She is one who can be painted or sculpted. She is a cavity in the dark beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes, and no one ever will.
His adoration is beyond sexual. This cavity is something that no human form has.
What will happen once you drink from the perforation?
I will be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally, at one with the state of the world before reality began.
That sounds a bit like substitution behavior, no? You know a thing or two about that.
So you didn't just switch a drug for another drug?
It's not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful service.
Guess you have a point. Uh, I was being selfish.
I know it will take time. Don't sweat it. I know it will take time. Don't sweat it.
Did he just repeat himself? I still don't understand what you're doing in the church.
I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory.
You should sing. You should sing for me, the superstar cop.
I ain't from no Marietti, if that's what you're thinking. And the song I sing is silent as the mother.
Marietti is a mesque style of music and dance, commonly seen at all manner of festivities, especially weddings. It's delightfully quaint,
Mariachi.
owing to its peasant origins. He lost his cool there for a moment. Seems you hit some nerve.
How did you even find this place, the church?
Hard to say. I think I did some construction work here, back when I still had material worries. Up there, I realized what the true purpose of the church was. Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now, eh? It didn't belong to me.
Are these yours? Show him the scarf and shoes you found laying around.
I think they were. A long time ago. I had to shed them like skins to get closer to the center of the silence. You could have them. I don't need them anymore.
They look pretty dapper, actually.
I had our
The
questions.
sinewy figure lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows.
You've been here a long time. Did you know the church was abandoned?
Police raid a while back.
Did you see what happened?
Not really. Or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the mother. It lets you forget about everything.
Some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub.
The ones in the tent outside? Right? I see them. Guessing they're the ones who call me a crab. Probably scared of me.
Do they have a reason to be scared?
Nah, man. They look pretty funny. And I don't harm no one anymore. Anyway.
Though he used
Anyways.
to, a long time ago.
So what do you think about the nightclub, that is?
Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there, imbibing. Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go. Might even be nice to have some company. Oh, hey, wait. There's coffee. The ones in the tent outside? Right? I see them. Guessing they're the ones who call me a crab. Probably scared of me. Absolutely, man. Wouldn't bother me none to have them spin music in here. I'm usually way up there, imbibing. Might even be nice to have some company.
Okay. Let's quick save.
A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity. A quaint little box of radio waves.
Step behind
As
the
you
machine.
step closer, you notice fluorescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open.
Look inside the compartment.
Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says, in black marker, log, February to March. Another filament memory. Press play to talk with the repeater. The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good afternoon, Fortress Accident on Saint-Brune. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat, is this the personal log?
It's the same old woman you spoke with through the radio computer in the doomed commercial area.
I looked inside the core, but the tape on the film, it just says log February through March.
Good. Please repeat the password. No.
A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
Received. I will register this login attempt. Fortress Accident, is there anything else I can do for you today?
What's this accident? Like the one in the Doom commercial?
I have 2 machines registered to this company name in Martinez. One on Saint-Brune, the other on Rue de Saint-Ghislaine.
Saint-Brune, that's the church. Rue de Saint-Ghislaine, the doomed commercial area.
Anything else I can help you with? Goodbye, Fortress Accident.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent. Nothing happens. In white, silver, and apricot faience, the young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad. A dark and radiant majesty. This is her innocence, Dolores Day. Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. Your knees touch the floor. The floorboards are hard and cold. There you kneel among the snowdrifts, diffuse light falling on your hands from beyond the glass. The world is silent, but for the creaks and cracks of the massive wooden structure behind you, it covers you from the wind outside. The woman looks down at you kneeling. She towers among her followers, architects, laymen, courtiers. There is a sad smile on her lips and a glint in her green-blue eye of what? Compassion? Remorse? She acknowledges the passing of someone who is still alive.
It's compassion.
As that soft word passes through your mind, you rise into the apricot-colored light of the window. The woman keeps smiling her distant smile, sundered by the crack in the glass. Despite the damage you've done to yourself, the title appears lodged in your hippocampus. This is Her Innocence, Dolores Day. The innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived. No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still. And will haunt you forever, as it haunts all men.
Wait, what is there to Elysium? I've heard of the system.
The highest category of historic individual, an embodiment of the world's spirit.
A ruler.
More, an innocence is elected to office by the founding party, a precedent that has taken place a mere 6 times in the entirety of history. The legal system of the Real Belt is built to accommodate an authentic rule should it coincide with our time. An innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions. They are inevitabilities. What would have happened anyway? Only accelerated.
Yes.
Packed into decades instead of centuries. An innocence is a continuous, compressed event, a sacred human being. It is an honor and a glory to live when one is in office. No, We are alone.
Is one in office now? Okay, when did she rule?
300 years ago, in the wake of the discovery of this Isola, the Insulindian, by explorers from the continent of Muindi, she is, among other things, the innocence of inter-isolary travel and the connected world.
What else do I know about her?
Many things. You know she was a woman of the court, the wife of an influential Marchese, and eventually the principal advisor to Irene La Navigateur, Queen of Suresnes, modern-day Sir La Clé. Also, that she was gorgeous beyond beauty.
Okay, what else?
Terribly, women of the court were expected to play both contract bridge and chess sufficiently well to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A simple grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was, by all means, a kept woman. She made the most of her position in the antediluvian court, a court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming the era's preeminent philosopher of the state, a scalpel, a piercing gaze. She was an almost preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her, head over heels. Even before she was declared an innocence, her influence was tremendous.
How come?
It was on her advice that Irene La Navigateur sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale. A costly, often tragic endeavor, ultimately vindicated by the discovery of the new world, the piece of reality you're standing on. She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest era in history. The DeLorean era.
Wow.
Wow indeed. When her innocence was declared, and the queen she had advised for years fell on her knees before her, she was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest. Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress. That is why the lungs are the symbol of love for the cultures of the Real Belt.
I want more.
As did we all. The lands of the Mesk and the Occident, and even far away
Alec history.
altogether
Even if it's history of a
21
world
of the
that never
40
existed
mondial
or
nations
never lived in.
of the time immediately accepted Innocentic rule, even before her crowning. In a city
This has
called
actually been a peaceful
Vesperasket
episode.
in Vesper Messina, her homeland, the name of the city means evening comes, but it happened on a winter's morning with the canals frozen and slush falling out of the sky. She was dressed in a white and pearl dress on an emptied-out plaza with the crowd far away. Already, her Theriers, the secret servicemen of the Innocents, were worried about an assassination attempt.
She must have been beautiful.
Oh yes, she looked like humanity's young mother, a perfect mother, insultingly beautiful. It was as if her face and shoulders and hands were covered in a soft down of underfeathers. You know this well, very well. Midwinter snow was beating the cobblestones around her. A small attaché of officials stood by as her Theriers placed a white gold wreath on her head. The crowning was mostly witnessed by secret servicemen.
Then what?
One of the men in this secret service killed her 22 years later. A young man who had come to suspect that Dolores Day was not entirely human, but something else.
What?
Something that had walked in our midst, watching us stumble for hundreds, if not thousands of years, until it decided to interfere in the course of our history. We were supposed to come up with this ourselves, the man was reported to have screamed at the Innocents. Dolores Day was shot in the chest with a fowling piece 8 times. The man, thought to be insane, said he once touched her and her body had been unnaturally warm, like a furnace, and that sometimes, while on duty, he observed her forgetting to breathe for over 10 minutes. This inhuman quality was witnessed by many others as well, glowing lungs and all. It is commonly attributed to mass hysteria and religious psychology.
Well, was there something terrifying about her?
Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic memory, or what remains of it. But although she's often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, there was something ominous about Dolores Day, constantly surrounded by her theriers. She was the most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the innocences. Some modern thinkers would consider her a war criminal for the campaigns she waged against the Mesk state. And then there were the resettlement programs.
What happened?
The Mesk state tried to detach itself from Innocentic rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from accelerating into secularism. Her mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Marguerite were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity, suggesting those who fight against it are not part of humanity. She adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolores Day often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and thumb in icons such as this. She was also blonde, the blondest woman you have ever seen, with green eyes the color of the Pacific, mare interregnum. Little is known of her Marchese husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolores Day to court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention, but feel when they think of her. This subtle terror is part of her iconography.
Tell this.
But she was not hell. She is the opposite of that. The wind of paradise, stripping away the covers from the hearts of men. There you stand, below her once more, with your hands on your side, momentarily at a loss as what to do with yourself. A jigsaw of broken shards falls into place in front of you, a ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Before it was shattered, there was an older woman beneath the younger one.
That's gonna be fun.
And a text, a light motif below them both.
That's beautiful. What shattered this mosaic?
Unknown.
Who was the older woman?
The escutcheon on her throne says, Irene the Navigator. She is depicted as an older woman wearing thick-rimmed eyeglasses, holding a golden Reichsapfel in one hand and a scepter in the other. This is the queen her Innocence Day advised. Above, she herself is whole. Small figures of wise men, common men, worshippers walk up the stairs to stand at her feet. Secret servicemen, theriers, stand in a row guarding her. It must have taken years to produce this work in all its dizzying detail.
The motto, what does it say?
Below both women, in luminous black letters, Après la vie, mort. Après la mort, la vie de nouveau. And then along the left side, Après le monde, la gré. Après le gré, le monde de nouveau. After life, death. After death,
Oh, my stomach
life
itchy.
again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This is the great leitmotif of humanism, a summary of the effect of the discovery of this Isola, the Insulindian, on human thinking. A tremendous sea change akin to finding life after death. The mother of humanism towers above you, a wax painting on a cracked pane of glass. Nothing has changed in her expression. The mother of human.
Okay. I guess I'll tell those ravers. I guess there's no point telling those ravers. Hold on, let me read. Cause I.
The shaggy-haired girl kneels on the.
So you talked to my associates, right?
I'll help you, alright?
Great. Let us know if there's any progress, will ya? We've been waiting for weeks here.
The others told me you were inside the church. What do you see in there?
Oh, that. You're not going to believe me. There's no point
I
in me
do tell
telling
you.
you.
She's less prone to blurt it out, Crabman,
We'll
than
see.
the others.
Go ahead, tell me.
Okay. I went in and I saw a woman next to one of those machines there. Noid calls it a mainframe. She was dressed like someone who's been raised by their grandmother, you know, strange old clothes. Had this absent expression, didn't say anything, just stood still.
Go on.
And then, you know, right behind her, a man crawled down the wall. Upside down like a crab, down the church wall. I think the woman didn't even know he was there. He was completely silent. He stopped right before he got to the floor, then just hung there like that, looking at me. Right at me. I fucking turned around and walked out. End of story.
I saw him. I saw the crab man.
You saw him? Does it mean that you went in there? Did you see the other spooker, the one in Grandma's clothes?
No, just the crab man.
That's odd. You should search her machine. Maybe it says where she went. My associates? I haven't got much to say about them.
What do you mean? You must know something about him.
Of course I do. I just don't tell people about my friends and who they are and so on. I don't provide information on them.
To the cops.
Me? I'm a silver bird.
Um,
Don't know what makes you think it'll be any different later, but...
I already.
Huh? I see you're here again. Off.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
About the church, I checked in it.
And? What happened?
I talked to the crab
Oh
man.
man! Who is he? What did you think?
Seems honest, okay, very spiritual.
Really? Huh. Interesting. What's he doing in the church?
Just preaching, playing from the looks of it.
No matter. Is he gonna be a problem?
Yeah, Noid is right. Let's get back to the point. What are we gonna do about him?
These guys will never catch him. You will never catch him. There's nothing to do.
He actually told me he wouldn't mind the nightclub at all.
I don't know, man. Doesn't it feel like a major hindrance to you? A spooky guy climbing around when all the guests are trying to have nice, friendly hyper time?
Don't worry, I don't think he really gives a damn about you or anyone else.
I guess it's not a massive problem, now that I think of it.
Everyone is welcome to dance till the morning light. Yeah!
Maybe. I guess we'll figure something out. Okay, but what about the other spooker? The one in Grandma's clothes? Did you see her?
I didn't see in our spooker, just some machines.
But she's in there somewhere. Has to be. Have you tried investigating the machines? Anyway, do let us know if you see her. As always, we'll be right here, waiting patiently for the news. Yeah!
Huh? I see you.
Was it the old lady? Oh,
Winter, slow to let go of Revachol, flecks some more wet snow from above. The snow falls lazily, making the beach sand paler still, mixing with the rust-colored sewage runoff. And to think, it seemed as though it were already spring.
how does it feel?
You're warm in your coat, though your cold, damp hair sticks to your head unpleasantly. You should have a hat. You survey the landscape around you.
What's in the west?
More winding coastlines lined with abandoned buildings, crumbling piers, salt water lapping at their dark piles, grey and red forgotten city blocks, what remains of the pre-revolutionary effort to gentrify the coast.
And beyond
The
that?
waters turn black, coal city in the shadow of San Martin, a boom town, back when coal extracted from countless shafts near the city was needed to power Revachol. No more. The coal was supplanted by petroleum from the ocean floor and hydropower from the Esperance. Everything crumbled. These days, only the weakest remain in Coal City. Their hopes of getting rich linger in the defunct shafts under their feet.
What is that?
Below the old mines, L'Océan Municipal, Revachol Underground Cemetery. Le Petit Rat braved the underground passageways, trying to get to Le Royaume, where the Philippian kings were interred with their doctors and their admirals. Mausoleums, burial chambers, leaf gold still remains on the double door of the morning. Children under 14, they go underground looking for artifacts to sell to foreign museums and for fabled relics. Their parents let them. They go deeper.
Deeper?
After rubies, melchiorite, lapis lazuli, plundered from Safle and Seol during the time of the suzerain. In the burial chambers of the kings, Grand Old Philip, Guillaume II, and even in the mausoleum of Philip the Opulent. 2 kilometers underground, in a winding shaft along whose walls mirrors have been placed, so that daylight may eternally fall upon the richest of all the kings. The mausoleum contains untold quantities of gold, and that special, purest of the pure magenta cocaine, favored by Revacholian royalty. Did someone say untold quantities of cocaine? Drop everything immediately and go looking for this hoard. How can it be pure if it's magenta?
How can it be pure if it's magenta?
Snow falls, and there is no answer. Some things are not for mortals to know.
Wipe the snow from the shoulders.
Few petits rats return from the shafts. Even fewer find what they're looking for. A small child steps out of the black tunnel with silver trinkets in her pockets. All around her, white snow on the extinguished coke furnaces and on the weather-worn shacks where fathers beat their sons after drinking. The snow melts on your fingers, turning to water.
What's in the east?
The canal you crossed to get here and beyond it. Martinez proper, the district the police forgot to police. There is laughter, lights, attempts at entrepreneurial activity, cynicism. Someone is scraping snow off their windshield at the roundabout, in the midst of which a statue of Philip III serves as a destination for grade school field trips and a fine perch for winter birds.
That's all?
Like all monuments, it's also a warning. 6-story ruins on the south side of the roundabout cast a long shadow over the profligate king.
Yeah,
A
further.
fenced-off yard. There's a truck belonging to a logistics company parked next to the gate. Bright light from a building behind the fence reflects off its hood. Clean white light coming from the windows of a clean Q-shaped office building hidden amidst ruins. A secret.
What's in the north?
The abandoned church, one of 2 remaining stave churches, which were collectively called Les Sept Sœurs, The other 6 sisters were destroyed during the revolution.
If we're
A
Nerf.
serpentine strip of land weaving its way into the Martinez Inlet. Unfortunates on the run from the law, from themselves, sometimes hide out on nearby islets. Little dots in the ocean that are occasionally submerged when the tide is high and the weather foul.
And on the insults.
The remains of a camp on a jagged piece of rock, a tent, old dishes and cutlery, long since abandoned. A hermit crab scuttles among the debris, looking for a new shell. Further out, the lights burn bright on Resurrection, way beyond Martinez. A popular spa destination for ample-bodied Ozon kids with equally ample pockets.
And on the other side of the island.
Then there's Ozon, but the snow falls too thick. You cannot see that far.
But before that, before the currents are drawn.
The Bay of Revachol. Vastness, great depth, over 1,200 meters at its deepest. Water, air brinier than here. It is crisscrossed by huge cargo ships bearing company logos. Wild pines, Zam, Morien. And at the farthest reaches of the Bay of Revachol, the shadow of the Coalition warship, Archer, on perpetual patrol duty, ready to unleash artillery fire if you were to rise up against the market. You shudder.
Where's in the south?
The raised motorway, 881, separating Martinez from Jamrock. Vehicles whoosh past one another day and night, while those who reside in the labyrinthine alleyways beneath the motorway attempt to carry on with their lives in the snow and the slush. And south of the 881 is the Pox.
The Pox.
Was once a park, a place for reflection and recuperation for the patients of the old military hospital. In the 20s, it was used as a quarantine center during a measles outbreak that killed many children. Most everyone has avoided the hospital and surrounding park ever since. The Pox is completely wild now. Evergreen thickets covered in snow and industrial dust. Feral dogs and even wolves roaming in packs. The police try to keep the deepest corners cordoned off.
Still.
Heavy drug users do slip through and hole up in the old military hospital, hoping to find something to get high on among the hastily abandoned supplies, or just to overdose in peace.
For
A
herself.
line of motor garages with armored carapaces hunched in the cold. A mechanic is hard at work, patching up bullet holes in the side of a Capri 40. These are the garages of Precinct 41. Snow settles on the roof of the repurposed silk mill. It serves as your station. Shivering RCM personnel hurry in and out of the main entrance. Around you, the snow continues to fall. To the west, the ocean swells.
No, it was home. I want more.
The stairs descend to central Jamrock. A man named Cooklove has a snow-covered stall there in the market across the bridge. He sells kebab infested with fly larvae to your colleagues who believe eating it will make them immune to food poisoning. Snow falls on the utility district, the library, the florist, the Sarah Mauritian restaurant that offers homemade wine, and also on the brothels and drug dens, and the chop shops of the Zemlyaki. All of this built around a lake that formed in a meteorite strike. At the center of this lake, there is a little ship. There are lights at the bottom of its hull. They are lights directed toward the seafloor, looking for something, like whiskers.
For what?
A chill comes over you, crawling down your back. The sand under your feet is wet. Somewhere in the south, tarpaulin flap in the wind.
What's above?
Coalition aerostatics hang like apparition under the cloud cover. Occasionally, lights flash as they maneuver through the falling snow.
What's below me?
Layer upon layer of sand, poisoned with industrial runoff. The storm drainage, hidden bunkers. Rats scuttle.
Tell me more about the sand and the wind.
Someone stuffed a big old polar anorak into a concrete pipe under the boardwalk. It would keep you warm. You would probably never happen across it, but who knows?
Stomp your feet more for warmth, brush off the snow.
The spring thaw will come in earnest, just not yet.
Yeah, I think I should probably end it here. Yeah, Stateberg sign out. It has actually been a relatively peaceful episode, God. Usually I'm all freaking free market, yada yada, for your nation. But you know what? You don't get like that in a church. Even if the church is a fictional, you're not actually in the church. You're just... No, you just don't get like that in a church. Church are a peaceful place. And trust me, this comes from somebody that doesn't really go to church that often. Does not mean I'm not religious. It just means I worship at home. Don't have time for church. But I will still respect one. If I ever do happen to find myself in one. But I will respect a church if I happen to do find myself in one. But yeah, Stateberg signing out. See y'all next one. Goodbye. Peace. Hope you guys have a good one. Wow, yeah, freaking hope you guys have a good one. Stateberg signing out. See y'all next one. Tomorrow's I almost said Stalker. Metro. 23rd free. Stateberg signing out.